Before I get started, the whole show, the light switch over there, I need to know what it does. What does it do? Alright, now I know. I need to do it. Yeah, my name is Charles. I'm already here to fill the disability quota. Every comedy show, you need at least 1 or 2 physically disabled people, and then the rest of them are just mentally disabled. So you notice I have a bit of a speech impediment, so if you don't understand me now, you got a very confusing 15 minutes ahead of you. Now they can do about that, I can't turn it off. Well, I get in a lot of funny situations because of my speech. Find people like to pretend they know what I'm saying, but in fact they have no clue. And I know this because no matter what I say, they get back to me with, "Oh, good for you." Good for you. Ridiculous. But when I hear that, I know I can have some fun. So I tell a couple of lies. I say, "Hey, I'm a gold medal Olympian." They say, "Oh, good for you." Well, I look like a gold medal Olympian. Maybe gold medal Olympian post-tragic accident. Too much. I think I fit the description quite well. But my favorite is when they say, "Oh, God bless you." God bless you. I feel like telling them such a up. Then I realize there's no point because they don't know what I'm saying. So I just nod my head politely and wait for the conversation to end. I get a lot of situations with old women. I don't know why, but I'm an old woman magnet. Old women love me. Like, not in a good way, you know. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I'll make my way in with my friends, right? And this little old lady pulled her shopping cart right in front of me. Stopped me right in my tracks. I'm thinking, what's wrong with this? Does she not know how to work a shopping cart? But before I could say anything, she looked at me up and down, and in the most typical Newfoundland way, she says, "Oh, you poor ducky. Here's $10. I wish I could say that for the first time. And I wish I could say it for the last time. But it's not. So I don't need to tell you that this is rude. Right? She's assuming I'm not well off because of my disability. So I thought to myself, think it could go one out of 2 ways. Alright, option number 1 is I tell her off and possibly make an old lady cry. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like to make old ladies cry, you know. You know, bad karma, right? So, option number 2 is that I take that money and I go home and I buy a dime bag of weed. Can you guess which one I did? So I took that money and I said, "Thank you." And away I went. My friends, they caught up to me. They said, "George, what are you doing? You don't need $10, and you also shouldn't be encouraging that kind of behavior." They're not wrong. But I look at it as a win-win. And they're like, Josh, how is it a win-win? Well, I'll tell you. This little old lady, she's gonna go home, feel right good about herself. And, oh, I helped out a man in a wheelchair today. That $10 is gonna go so far for him. If I wasn't going to heaven before, I'm going to heaven now. And I get to go home and get high. It's a win-win. So the moral of the story is if you give me money, I'm going to buy drugs. I'm getting paid for this, right? No drugs. Oh my. I get away with a lot of stuff because of my disability. It's so fun. If I were the Superman, you'll be right? Because I do stuff like I run over people's toes. And they apologize to me. Who else gets away with that? Like if you were driving your van, for example, and you run over someone's toe, you're going to be pissed. Right? They're probably going to sue you. But if it was me in that van, the side door opens, the ramp comes down. I come rolling on out. They're like, oh, it's okay, it's alright, you didn't know any better. It's alright, my ducky, you go home. I'm telling you, bud, I think you get away with a lot of stuff. If I ever drop something, I just need to make eye contact with someone in the room and they'll pick it up for me. I can pick it up for myself. But I'm also lazy, right? So I got some. It even works with people that know that I do that trick. But they come pick it up anyway. It's funny. It's awesome, I definitely abuse my privileges. No. I'm Kay Menchions and I run a show weekly at Peterson Pub called Last Minute Comedy. Anyone familiar with Peterson Pub? So all my friends. Cool. For those of you who don't know, Peterson Pub is a little bit of it's a good bar, but it's a little rough around the edges, you know. But I always had a place in my heart. So I run a show there every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Last Minute Comedy. And Susan, you've seen her earlier, she does Ladies Night every third Wednesday. But one time I was doing a performance, and I finally got it going, you know, good set. I did my thing, got off stage, enjoyed the rest of the show. So then I realized I'd seen someone eyeing me from across the room. I'm a cripple, so I'm used to people staring at me. So I didn't think nothing of it, right? But it's also Peter Lee, so you don't want to make eye contact with a stranger? Well, I didn't know that at the time. So I eventually made eye contact with him. And he came on over, right? And instead of getting up off a chair and walking over like any other person, beside myself, of course. Thank you. Sometimes people are like, do we laugh at that part? You can laugh at that part. No, you better do that. He goes from one chair to the next chair, to the next chair, to one more chair. And then he'd stand up and start talking to me. I'm like, all right, we're off to a great start. Let's see where this ride takes us. So I'm expecting him to say something like, hey man, You did great. I really liked your set. But I'm a comedian, and then the kind of attention I crave, right? But then nobody said. He came up to me and said, hey man, do you ride canoes? I'm like, no. He said, well, you got a lot of upper body strength. Does this? What the is? What are you doing, a chicken dance or something? Trying to take off? He said, yeah, you look like you got a lot of upper body strength. I figured you'd go canoeing. And I said, no man, I'm just crippled. It comes with the territory. He said, all right, buddy. Well, I have a cabin 4 hours away. We should go canoeing there. I looked at him very strangely. And he must have caught on, couldn't he back up and said, or we can go to Powers Pond. Or we can go canoeing there. I'm like, great. Do I want to die 4 hours away? Or do I want to die at Powers Pond? Great options here. So I give about where I am. I went to Petery, so I know what to say yes. But I also don't want to say no, because I don't want to get stabbed. I have enough disability problems. I don't need to add to the list. So I looked at him and said, you know what, man? Maybe. I'll think about it. And he said, all right, my man, well, I'm here every week. If you ever want to go canoeing, you just let me know. I'm like, all right, man, whatever you say. So I'll come back next week. You're not there. Come back the week after. Still not there. Come back the third week. I don't think this guy's really good with his word. I never did see him again. But sometimes I lie awake at night and I wonder if Canoe Guy ever found his canoe friend.
Aww.
And if so, is that canoe friend 6 feet under right now? So I feel like it would have been me if I said yes. Don't concentrate on the Petery. It can get a little dicey. I've got the lights now. I'll leave you with one last joke. We got any religious people in here? No? Good, just fine. No, I have a lot of stranger interactions with religious people. And I was in my community garden one day, which happened to be behind a church. And this man came over to me and he says, can I pray for you? I said, man, I'm just trying to water my plants. Besides, I think you're too late. The truck already hit me. Too much. Oh, it's nice. People like that. But like, what do they expect to gonna happen? Like, they're gonna like pray for me and touch my legs inappropriately, and then hallelujah, he's walking again. Do you think I tried that? I was religious for 1 whole year. And it didn't work, so I gave up. No, I really could have went chasing pussy, but that's a whole different story for a different show. Thank you for coming out. I hope you get home safe.